Today, day 91 of my Vlog 365 challenge. Martin hit. It's Wednesday, and I'm in London today. I'm actually at the British Museum. Beautiful place, although I'm spending nearly all of it in placement. I'm going to hold it up because I've been at the summit. I can never remember what it means, but it's the radio and internet something. Managed to blag a free ticket for myself and I think up to 9, although we didn't manage to get rid of them all because it was a very short notice, but loads of free tickets for the Community Media Association for our members and a discount for the CMA. And today has been really interesting. There's been some really good discussions, seminars about podcasting and online streaming and music streaming and all that sort of stuff. A bit of it is very technical overhead, mainly talking about sort of listeners and where's the market going, where's the industry going from a worldwide, European, US, UK point of view, but also a lot about ad revenue and platforms and selling, monetisation and that sort of thing. And actually, as ever, whenever I come to these sorts of things and people are starting to talk about podcasting, I just feel more and more inspired to do some. But again, the monetisation is key. And in fact, that's probably going to be the name of this video is how do you monetise podcasts? Or do you listen to podcasts? I know I did one a month or so ago about do you listen to podcasts? So here's a separate question: is do you pay for podcasts? Would you pay for a podcast? This is, there's something called Patreon where you can subscribe, you can sort of pay to support creatives. There's the Ollie Man, the modern man. He does it via buy him a beer effectively. He's got like the average price of beer is about £3, so buy him a beer once a month. And all that little money can add up. But here's the question, do you do a podcast? How do you monetize it? How do you make a living if you make a living? I mean, not make a living, but at least cover the costs that you're doing to do that. And if you're not, and if you're a podcast listener, would you support podcasts? How would you support podcasts? And how much would you support a podcast? That's the real question. I've got a few ideas of podcasts that I'd like to do, but it's about funding my time. To do them and deliver them and to make them sustainable, whether it's just physically my time and my expenses all the way through to me actually making a little bit of money off them to justify me doing them. And then there's another interesting thing about how so here's another question. There's lots of questions in this one, I do apologise. Questions about podcasts. I think I might questions about podcasts and paying for them and all this sort of stuff. How do you listen to podcasts? What device do you use? Do you use iTunes? So some of the stats we had today is they reckon that over 60% of podcasting is coming through the iTunes app. And as I know, trying to get a podcast onto these platforms can be really, really hard. And then tracking listens and tracking stats and what platform do you put it on and licenses and all that sort of stuff. So lots of questions. Interesting as well, because I will share this one onto my Facebook. Yesterday I think I forgot to share it across to my Facebook feed. And there was a marked difference in terms of how many viewers I had a much reduced factor. But it does show that I'm getting some viewers on YouTube, and I think sustainably long term, especially if I do want to try and actually consider doing this post 365 or 366, I suppose it would do days. I do need to look at growing onto YouTube. So if you're watching this on Facebook again, please head over to YouTube and subscribe and like this YouTube video, or subscribe to my channel and like this channel. But anyway, I love you all, and I will see you tomorrow.